Our next honoree is Dennis Rodenbaugh, this year's Alumni Fellow representing the School of Business. Dennis is president and CEO of Dairy Farmers of America, a $24 billion global food and beverage manufacturing company and the second largest dairy foods company in the world. DFA has 19,000 employees throughout a global marketing network, more than 80 U.S.-based manufacturing plants, and an extensive portfolio of products and iconic brands. As the largest fresh dairy manufacturer and supplier of fresh milk in the world, Dennis advocates for 10,000 dairy farm families he represents as their milk moves through the supply chain. He has been with DFA since 2007, taking on his current role in 2022. Further serving this sector, he is chair of the Innovation Center for U.S. Dairy, on the executive board of directors for National Milk Producers Federation, is an officer for Global Dairy Platform, and is on the Wall Street Journal CEO Council. Prior to joining DFA, Dennis worked in mergers and acquisitions, finance and business ownership, and management. Fraternity brother Scott Farrell shared this recent story about Dennis. A couple of weeks ago, I traveled to Kansas City and Topeka for homecoming. When I arrived at the rental car facility, I was informed my driver's license had expired and I could not rent a car. Dennis learned of my situation and offered the use of a vehicle. No hesitations, no questions. This is how he responds in his efforts to make a difference when a need arises. I can see why he has advanced in his career and is respected in everything he does. And Dennis's brother, Daryl, said this: Dennis started on the ground floor and rose through challenges to run one of the largest dairies in Kansas and then the largest dairy association in the country. But it was his years at Washburn that set the stage for a successful career, from the business savvy taught by the School of Business, the effective leadership learned as student body president and within student senate, the lessons of loyalty and teamwork from Alpha Delta, and the greatest benefit of all, the unwavering support and strength of his partner and wife that he met here at Washburn. Dennis, on behalf of the Alumni Association School of Business, we're pleased to honor you as a Washburn Alumni Fellow.
Well, thank you very much. I'm very honored to receive this. My brother Daryl kind of covered many of the things I wanted to say, but I want to take a moment and thank this table here that is here to support me. My wife Cindy, I did meet here by February of 1988, roughly, right? I think we were celebrating. She was a student senator. I was WSA president. We were doing a senior high school event together. And this may be a little indication of my competitive approach in life. I'd known her on Senate, but I hadn't quite yet noticed her enough. And one of the other students mentioned that Cindy Fox is a cute girl. And I turned and said, "Yes, she is." I thought, and so I went over and introduced myself again to her and spent that evening. And there's never been another woman in my life since. So very grateful to her and the 4 children that came from that relationship. 2 of my daughters, Jenna and Jaden, are here today, and I very much am appreciative of that. My sister Deborah Rodenbaugh Schwab, a Washburn graduate herself, very much appreciate her coming from Manhattan to be with me today. And before I get to my brother Daryl, I want to say my mother, who was the first Washburn graduate of our family after serving in World War II, came back and received her degree in business here at Washburn University. So we grew up with Washburn in our hearts and around the kitchen table talking about it and its values and what it created. Also, before I get to my brother Daryl, I'll mention a colleague here and his wife, Alex Batchelor, his wife Kim. Alex is a Washburn alum, both in the undergrad and also in law school. And I'll share a bit more about Alex. He serves with me at DFA in an executive leadership role, right hand and partner and friend in so many ways. My brother Daryl, I would not be here at Washburn had it not been for him. And I apologize to those of you as I say this. Washburn was my first university I attended. My mother, in her infinite wisdom, was a little concerned because my brother's, he's a big character. He cast a big shadow. And so she thought, Dennis, I think you need to go to a different university. You may be overshadowed a bit by your brother. And so I chose to go to a different one. Wasn't quite sure that was the right decision. I unpacked. As you know, when you move to college, you have everything you own in one vehicle and back up, and I put it in place. I think I went and ate a meal there, and I came back to my dorm room and I sat and I thought, and I've tried to live my life by this, go by instinct. Go, if it's not feeling right, make the change. And I thought, this isn't right for me. This isn't right for me. Washburn is where I was intended to be. So I placed a call to my brother Daryl and I said, I think I'm coming to Washburn. He happened to be the rush chairman at Alpha Delta Fraternity. I contributed to being one of the pledges that he recruited, along with two other of my friends that brought with me. I think they had about 44 members that joined, and so Alpha Delta became 80-some members strong as a result of that effort. He went over and helped me get enrolled. Washburn had already started his classes. I was behind at that point. And I started over, this was wrong thinking, but I started over over in the medical side. I went into the advanced chem, advanced biology. Struggled tremendously. The first time I'd ever struggled academically, really, for a long time. So kind of cut a deal with them. If you help me through this, I will go over to the business school and you will not have to see me again. And when I did get over to business school, and this is not a reflection on the fact that it's easy, this is a reflection on the fact that it suited me. It was what I was designed for. And so I found the finance side extremely positive and natural to me, and the macroeconomics and the economic side of it especially important to me as it shaped and continues to shape my views on iterative thinking and what's the potential consequences and unintended consequences of anything you may have in terms of policy and economic policy. So I thank this entire table. I want to talk about just a bit about, and Daryl mentioned this in his comments, in addition to, of course, the fourth leg of the stool in terms of meeting my wife here, I saw kind of three other legs that were very important. One was, yes, I learned such tremendous value and friendships out of Alpha Delta fraternity, an immediate family. That was an amazing feeling. Gave me a sense of brotherhood and loyalty and such an understanding of what I owe to others around me. Washburn Student Association taught me so many things in terms of understanding the diverse community across Washburn and kind of how what everybody's life experiences brings to things, and how do we come together to work collectively to solve problems together. And that I use every day. I use that and all the other learnings of that role every day. And when I think about the education I received in general and in the business degree that I have in both finance and economics, obviously I use that in everything that I do. When you talk about the size, the scale, and scope of DFA, yeah, we'd rank about 135th or so in the Fortune 500. So we're a large company, but we deal with large companies. Alex and I sit across the table from some of the largest companies on the planet. We deal with some of the most accomplished individuals, the most amazing resumes on the other side of the table. And I think he would agree with me on this. I don't think I can think of a time when I ever felt inadequate, ill-prepared, that my degree from Washburn University didn't absolutely match up and provide every capability that I would need and that we would need as an organization to deal with any negotiation or any challenge we may face, whether it be legal or whether it be a business transaction. And so as Washburn shaped my life, I came in one person when I drove onto this campus, and I drove away after graduation an entirely different and complete individual that allowed me to go out and accomplish some things that, quite frankly, I hadn't put on my list that I thought I would accomplish. And I hope I'm just getting started. So thank you very much, Washburn University. Thank you, Dean Sollers. Thank you for this honor and this award. What a beautiful, beautiful place this is. Thank you.